I realized after I made this video that it's really long, so too long, didn't want to watch. I got this entire $400 rigid limited edition black toolkit for 50 bucks my cost because A, it was on sale, B, a customer service manager rep straight up gave me $250 gift card for a huge error within the order I had for my kitchen. So if you want to watch more about it, that's what the video's on. Good morning, world. Happy Friday. Alright, first thing, no, it's not a sponsored video. 2, no, I don't get sponsored by anybody. 3, I don't really brag about my tools. So this is going to be a different video. One more along the lines of how to be a good neighbor, how to make good decisions, or how I make decisions, things like that. Okay, so this video is about how to be a good customer and why it even matters. Okay? To get this out of the way, this is kind of a story about how I got this entire $400 toolkit for 50 bucks through Home Depot. It's brand new. I just got it yesterday. I'm super stoked about it, and not about the tools. I'm stoked about the interaction, and that's what this video is about. Alright, so before I get into the whole customer thing, I just wanted to go over a couple things also. One is, I'm not rich, alright? I have nice things because I put my money towards those nice things, and I take care of my nice things, or I try to. You know, like there's a video a few days ago, we got like new appliances. We got those on sale. It was Black Friday a few days ago, right? Everything's like 50% off. I don't buy things brand new, state-of-the-art, fresh out the box. I'm not that person. There's actually one exception which comes to mind, and that's a phone. The phone that I'm using right now to record this, and that I use for my business. And that's because protection plans and all that stuff, right? But I had a flip phone forever. Now, that being said, being frugal is a very big part of a homestead. But being frugal does not mean buying junk. My dad's a master mechanic and my uncle is a master carpenter. I was raised in two incredibly different shops. Both of them had top-of-the-line tools. They worked decades and decades to build up those collections. Right. When I was in college and I was getting into woodworking and different things like that, I went the Harbor Freight cheap route. Okay, broke college kid. That did not work out. I do not have any of... Come here, girl. Come on, let's go. My dog's trying to climb on my lap right now. Go around. Go around. Come on. You know around. Around. Come here. There you go. Hey, girl. I love you. Hi. Good girl. Hi. Hey, that's enough. That's enough. Hey. You jealous? I buy good dog food. Good dog toys, good dog treats. One thing that you learn when you start homesteading is that... Back it up, come on. Daddy's trying to do something. Go on. Go get your ball or something. One of the things you learn when you start homesteading is that your money matters, and your time matters more. Okay? There's only so many hours in the day. You have infinite things to do. So you have to choose very specifically where your time goes. Yourself, why would my actions as a customer matter at all? I'm a customer, everyone's a customer, they should treat us equally, right? Yes, absolutely. However, companies are entities and they are comprised of people. People are people. They are human. They err. They have prejudice. They have bad days. They have great days. A question I have for you is, if you shop at Amazon or Home Depot or some other big store online and you do all your shopping there, do you think it would matter if all of a sudden you were their worst customer? You know it would. So that's why being a good customer matters. Because you don't want to be someone's worst customer. Because you know you won't be able to get anything done. All of a sudden, all your packages are going to be late. They're not going to get shipped out. People are going to hang up on you. They're not going to want to talk to you. They're going to know your name. They're going to talk about you in the office. I know this because I worked in customer service for years. I started as a phone jockey or whatever, answering the phones. Worked up the way to customer service manager, yada yada. The company I worked for hated giving away money. Absolutely hated it. When we first started, I would argue with customers over who was right. Okay. Like based on the company policy, right? And I would deny credits for like $2 because we were in the right. Like, no, doesn't matter, sir. You're wrong. I'm keeping that $2. And that went on for years, and there became a point when the company got so big that all of a sudden something clicked in the upper echelon's mind that customers care about how we treat them. Amazing, right? Because we're all people and we do care how we are treated by others, even if they represent a company or not, okay? So once that happened in the company I worked for, all of a sudden there was no more arguing with the customers. And the interactions on the phone became so much better, and everyone's days got better because we're not sitting there arguing with customers, okay? It got to the point where the business was picking up so much and the phones are ringing so much that you had to choose, do I hang up and get another customer to help, maybe get another sale, make some more money for the company, or do I sit here and argue about $3, right, or 10 or 20 or whatever? And it became a $50 amount. If it was under $50 and a customer complained and needed that $50, you were never to ask anybody in management about it at all. And that was a huge turning point for me in my mind, realizing that being a good customer and being a good company have value, and they both ride the exact same side of the coin, all right? And that's how you're treated and what money you are due back due to err on the other company. And that is the heart of this video. It's already getting too long, but it's kind of a complex subject. So here we go with that. So back to the giant toolkit. Why does this matter? All right, we ordered a whole kitchen. Okay, we've been saving for months and months, and we have curbed all our spending on the farm and in personal budgetary and on food and everything to scrape money because we knew that we needed a kitchen most, excuse me, and that Black Friday has crazy sales. So it would make sense to drop all our cash during Black Friday on appliances. So we ordered all of them from the same spot, Home Depot. And everything seemed good, except the checkout process when you see the giant number you're about to pay. Like, that part sucks. But, because I hate spending money. I really do. So we ordered the appliances. They got here, except one of them was delivered like 5 days ago or something, and it's in another state. To an address we haven't lived at for years and years. So now, it kind of like, it may look like we don't plan around here, but we actually do. We are crazy planners. And the amount of detail we go into the planning is really sickening. And so we planned on starting our kitchen next week, right? And so it throws a monkey wrench in your gears, and this is when the being a good customer comes into hand. Now, what do? What are your choices? Like, oh my God, my sink got delivered in another state. Ah! That's what most people do, I think. And from my personal experience, which is about 8 years of customer service and dealing with people. And they mostly lose their lid, okay? I have seen people flip out over a Big Mac at McDonald's being made wrong. Almost go to violent towards the counter person because their $3 hamburger is messed up, okay? So this order that we got is, it's like $2,000. It's a whole kitchen of appliances, okay? Brand new fridge, stove, microwave / range hood, and a sink. That's pretty much what we call a kitchen. You know, there's smaller stuff cabinets, but we didn't get that. The appliances are expensive. And for that amount of money, I expect people would lose it completely. So I was annoyed, yeah, but I mean, it's a huge project. I got lots to do. I do have deadlines, but the fridge and the stove are here. So what do? You say, hey, Home Depot, what's going on? Where's my sink at? Okay. Here's my situation. I ordered it online. I said ship it here to me. You're shipping all my other stuff to me. I got email confirmation from it. But for some reason, you ship my sink like way over there. And that's how I started it, okay? And then this lady gets on and helps me, and one thing about companies is they don't empower their employees to do things or make decisions, and you've probably recognized this when they say, company policy, can't help you, oh my god. You just immediately have to ask for a supervisor, you know, someone that can help you, that has the knowledge of the systems they're working with, of the company policies and how far they can be pushed or bent to, you know, help the customer. The company policy, in my experience, has been there to protect the company, not really there for the customers. So she brings in a supervisor and is like, I don't even know what's going on. How did the sink get sent elsewhere? I say, I have no idea. I didn't put it in there for sure, because I can promise you I didn't ship it to another state. Not there. And so then they go ahead and they issue me a refund or something like that, right? And they say it's going to take like 2 weeks for the refund to go through. I'm like, okay, whatever, you know, go get the sink back from wherever you delivered it and pick it up, and that's not really my deal or fault. And so I was like, no problem, just give me another sink, you know, here's my address, please ship it. She's like, okay, I'm really sorry for the inconvenience, and here's a discount on this order. I was like, cool. And then she's like, where's your credit card number? And I was like, excuse me, what? I can't pay for the sink twice. I don't have that much free funds. I just blew it all on the whole order that you have, you know, Home Depot. And so, totally they have no idea what to do. And in my mind, it's very simple, right? Like, sink got sent elsewhere. It's like $200 for a sink, like $2,000 for this whole order. Have them send another sink to me, and then just deal with the return on the other side, right? It's like, in no step in that was I involved in it. And now here is where being a good customer really comes into play. Right here, when you're about to get frustrated and blow your top, is when you need to sit down and think, these people have no idea what's going on. They ran into an error themselves they can't explain, which is very frustrating. And now they're going to kind of quote policy at me, right? And you got to brace yourself for it. And so it came. They said, can't do anything. We have to do the return, have to do this, have to do that. It's going to be like another 2 weeks or so before you get your sink. And like I can handle like, you know, a week max or something like that. But when it starts getting into like a couple weeks or towards the month or so without something, that's when I start getting bugged. Because, you know, paychecks get issued every 2 weeks, right? So when I can have another pay cycle come through the farm without a giant multi-billion-dollar company kind of correcting that error or figuring that out, that's when I get frustrated personally. And so I know that about myself, and I need to watch what I say and to still treat the person on the other phone like a human, okay? And I know this is going to be hard, and that is the hardest part, is not losing your top and not like yelling at them and telling them they suck and they ruined your life and yada, yada, yada. But this is the turning point of it, okay? How you deal with it after they quote policy you and stonewall you and say you cannot be helped and you have to go down their path is make or break for the situation. So what I found is just to be honest with them. When you're honest with the company regarding where you are in your life and what you do, the company cannot help but dissolve temporarily and be just a person on the other phone, okay? It takes a very cold-hearted person to completely ignore a human aspect of a situation. And I used to try to use my knowledge about corporations and how they worked and how policies worked and how the chain of command worked to try to like come out on top of it. And I realized a couple times, dealing with Comcast, if you must know, that it doesn't work in your favor sometimes. And that a better approach is to just tell them what's up. And so I knew immediately when the lady was helping me couldn't help me, and her supervisor couldn't even understand anything, that I needed to find someone else. So I was okay with saying, let me talk to your supervisor, please, right? And there's nothing wrong with doing that. That doesn't make you a bad customer. That doesn't make you, an a-hole or rude or anything like that. It just makes you need someone else with a different set of authority. Like, to me, it's the same as if I walk in a barber shop and ask for a haircut. Yeah, that's cool, they can help me. But if I ask like them to change my oil, they're going to refer me to Jiffy Lube or a mechanic because they deal with that. It's the same thing in customer service. You just don't realize it because all those pieces are hidden from you. You got a contact of a company name and a phone number, and you answer and you got a problem and you expect to be helped. But it's actually divided into groups of people with different power levels and permissions on their system to do things. Like, do you think that it would be possible for just some random person on the phone to go into your credit card and just give you like $10,000 credit back if you could like manipulate them on the phone? Like, probably not, and that's the company protecting themselves. So in this case, I asked for a supervisor pretty insistently, like, ma'am, you cannot help me. There's something very wrong here. I did not do anything wrong. I just ordered my stuff and expected it to be here. And I feel like I'm now kind of stuck within your policy lines, and my timeline is being punished for it. Like I am a professional. I do have work going on. I do try to make my business successful. My wife works, and we're adults. We schedule things. We have deadlines. This is how life works, and companies understand this. And so if you say, and are honest with them, hi, I have a cabin. I live off-grid. I am currently in the middle of a whole remodel for my kitchen before winter in the middle of snow hits me. I'm kind of stuck. I don't want to give you my credit card number again because I honestly feel like I shouldn't have to pay for that again. So what can we do? Can you just issue me a gift card to my email, and then I can take that and we can just use that gift card number to buy the sink without having to give you my credit card number again, right? Because like, that made sense to me. So that's what I was insisting upon. Now I got this lady, and by this point I had been on the phone for almost 2 hours. And if you're a Comcast customer, that's normal before you even get to someone, right? But to be dealing with Home Depot for 2 hours, multiple people continuing on this, is getting frustrating. And the person I talked to was already clocked off the clock, had already exited the building, and was called back in to help me. And when she got on the phone with me, the first thing she did was apologize for the situation I'm in. Okay? That's a huge sign that you've got someone that is very professional and has the customer's interest in mind. Now, wind. Another thing is, if they have the customer's interest in mind, they might not stonewall you, and you might be able to get somewhere. So, I just asked, again, kind of repeated myself, because she got on the phone and said, hi, I understand the situations that there's a return issued, and you need your credit sooner. And I said, well, miss, I'm afraid that's an extraordinarily brief version that doesn't really capture what happened, so let me just kind of start over, And I just explained to her, I am frustrated. This is where I am. I did not raise my voice. I got aggravated a little, and you can hear that in someone's tone. But I did not yell. I did not insult them. I didn't demand anything. I said, I need my stuff. It was shipped elsewhere. I am on a deadline. Self-induced or not, does not matter. And I need this other piece to continue. I should not be the one paying for this again. Can you please help me? That's it. When you do that, when you don't try to tell the company how to operate, when you just tell them very specifically what you need, there's a lot of room for improvement between the communication. They know what you want, let them go do it, okay? You don't, and I'm using oil again because it's an easy comparison. When you go to the mechanic to get your oil changed, or if you even use a mechanic to get your oil changed, I don't. You don't say, hello sir, I need you to get my oil changed. Please use this type of oil. I need you to go underneath the engine and rotate the drain bolt counterclockwise with a 3/8 drive wrench 14 millimeter until it's loosened. Then I need you to pull. You don't do that, right? Like, that is ridiculous. However, we sometimes on the phone try to tell the company exactly how to operate because we believe that we, mostly know. Or we're just so frustrated we want to tell them what we need. And in my opinion, being on the phone is very similar to road rage because you're kind of stuck in a situation you don't have physical control over, and it can escalate to extreme rage very quickly. That's why when I finally was a customer service manager, I would get everybody's pissed off customers. Like, I would even have pissed off customers from departments that I didn't even work in, and I would handle them. And I say handle because that's what's needed. You need to handle the situation. It doesn't mean manipulate the customer and dismiss them. It means help them out, get them off the phone, and make them either a return customer, make them happy, or make the determination that they are so past that point that they're never going to be the customer again, and you need to get them off the phone and move on. That's basically it. And so that helped me realize, in all my interactions with companies on the phone or even in person, to just be chill. It's infectious. How you act is infectious. That's why mob mentality, right? If you go in there agitated and start yelling and screaming, like, it immediately makes the other person defensive. They don't want to deal with you, and you're not going to move anywhere positive. So after talking with this lady finally for like 10 minutes, she says, all right, here's what we're going to do. Forget about the return sink wherever it is. We'll figure it out. Don't even know why that happened. We're going to have to talk to our tech team and figure it out. Secondly, issuing you a gift card for the sink so we can get it ordered tonight and you won't have to pay for it. Me. Which is exactly what I wanted, okay? Then, and this is why this whole video, because this blows me away. And before I talked to this lady, I was furious because they were trying to get my credit card again and pay for it and have to wait like weeks and weeks, and that bugs me, okay? Because like timetables mean a lot to me, especially when you say you're going to do something and I ponied up cash. That matters. So I was already very annoyed and did not want to talk to them. I was on the phone for 2 hours, and I was reaching the limits of my patience, which I really have to say for companies and being on the phone is damn near guru status. Like, I am a very patient person on the phone. And so when she finally got on and that 10 minutes had passed and I talked to her and everything, and she just, bam, did exactly what needed to be done, it was an incredible feeling. And then she said, and by the way, I'm going to add $50 to this gift card to cover the expedited shipping for your sink if you need it fast. And I was like, wow, that's incredible, because I expected to have to pay expedited shipping, obviously, to get it here in the same time frame. But the sink's on back order. I got like the only one sent to another state, and there's none available anymore. So the time frame doesn't even matter, and she knew this as well. And then she said, and by the way, the return and the credit to your credit card, I'm going to leave. And you're still going to get that back. So please take this card with my apologies. It's the season. I hope you have a good evening. And so she basically gave me a $250 gift card for the inconvenience of this whole situation. And that is why being a good customer has intrinsic value. I did not ask for it. I did not insinuate it or anything or demand extra credit for the inconvenience. That is amazing customer service. And that is why I'm now like the happiest Home Depot customer ever, instead of hate them, as I was feeling yesterday. And because, you know, loyalty of customers is fickle, I'll tell you right now. And so here I am with $250 to spend on Home Depot. I already reordered my sink. And then I get the sale, you know, the Cyber Week sale or whatever, supposedly it's like Black Friday forever or whatever. On Home Depot had a sale for this kit, which is, it's like a limited edition. See the limited edition thing there? Black and like metallic orange tool set. Normally it's $400. It's on sale $100 off. Looking at me for $2.99. And I need this table saw. This is like, I was going to order that. Oh, jeez. I was going to order that. Anyways, I already had in my budget. And so for $50, I now got the tool I was going to get, which is the circular saw, and like 3 other tools, and 2 batteries and a charger. For being chill person, and for being respectful, and not trying to ruin someone's day on the other side, because mine was ruined, and misery loves company. So it's a lot to think about, and each situation is completely unique. But seriously, if you just remember that the other person on the phone is a human, and that the company policy doesn't really mean anything when it boils down to it, and you should be respectful and level-headed, you can get really far on the phone with other people, with other companies. I wish I could tell you that the company policy was exacted upon everyone equally, but it is far from it. I mean, this kind of proves it. I'm the happiest guy ever. This wasn't a sponsored video. I'm so glad I got this tools for like $50 my cost. Try to be a good person. Try to remember the other person in front of you who you're dealing with. Have a great Christmas season, because it is a season for it. At least to sit down and remember. Have a good weekend, everyone. Hope you enjoyed this random video.